Something keeps telling me I should talk about self-sabotage. So you know what? I'm gonna keep the party going. And one of the reasons, maybe that's it, one of the reasons that we do not write down our goals and our visions and hold ourselves accountable and dream. One of the reasons, one of the reasons that we don't dream is because we are afraid that two things. It's either or. One of the reasons that we don't dream is that we're afraid, one, that it won't happen. And then two, the other one, there is not usually both, not usually. We're afraid that it won't happen, or we're afraid that it will happen. So we won't even allow ourselves to dream. We won't even allow ourselves to hope because we don't want to fail. We don't want to be disappointed. We don't want to hurt. We don't, all of these things. And it's like, that is a form of self-sabotaging our own desires, because most successful people will tell you they fail a lot. Like, sometimes I'll implement a new system and it flops. Sometimes I'll introduce a new campaign and it fizzles. But what I do, I have an ad campaign going right now, and it's moving, and I'm sharing with you because this happens. However, it is something I thought when I put it out the first time it was going to do really well, like the campaign I had before it. And it's moving very slowly, so I have to keep adjusting it and making it more efficient. That's how I look at things that don't work. I don't look at them as a failure. I don't look at them as, it didn't work. I look at it as, okay, how can I make it better? What did I learn? This isn't working, so let me try something that could possibly work. And you keep doing that. That's how you get to success. You keep doing, you keep shifting, you keep adjusting, you keep shaping in order to allow it to work. Like it has to. Like if you stay consistent with something and you're constantly learning how to make it better, then it eventually has to take shape. That's just the law of the universe. So to say, I won't dream, I won't hope, I won't even shoot for these big goals that I keep thinking about, or these big dreams that I keep thinking about, all that is doing is keeping you safe so that you won't experience the success or the failure. Because if you're not even allowing yourself to be in a position to fail, then you're also not allowing yourself to be in a position to also have success. Excuse me for that. And so if you're not going to lose, if you're going to protect yourself from losing, you're also going to protect yourself from winning. And I understand, so I'll share because I don't want you to think I'm just talking at you. I don't have as many of these conundrums when it comes to business, professional, successful endeavors, employees, and things like that. But one area of my life where I did see these was in personal relationships. Like I wouldn't even get into them seriously because it's like, oh no, that's too much. Like if it stresses me out, oh no. No. Or what if I, start feeling something and it doesn't work? What if I start feeling something and it doesn't work? Or what if I don't feel anything and it doesn't, and so I wouldn't even try. And so many people do that in different areas of their life. For me, that was the area that I did it in the most. Other people, the area that they'll do it in is with their money or with, their dreams. Like they won't even attempt to be great because they are afraid of not being great. And for me, if you attempt to be great and fail, at least when you fail, you be like, I tried. And what's the alternative? Going back to the life that you had before you tried to be great? Well, you're going to be in that life anyway, so you might as well at least try to do something amazing that you've never thought possible. And then if the alternative is you just have to stay where you are, then okay. And but something that I do find in very, very successful people is the option to go back to the life that they led before they tried is not an option. And so when that becomes the thing for you, that to fail is not an option. So you don't look at failure the same one. And to go back to the plan B is never an option. Then you really start to win, because it's not an option to go back to that relationship. It's not an option to go back to being broke. It's not an option to go back to being homeless. It's not an option to go back to being fat. Like whatever it is that you are working to change your life from, when it no longer becomes a safety net for you, then what happens is this has to work. So then you put more time, energy, resources, money. You figure out constantly. If something doesn't work, it's not a failure. You figure out how to make it work, and you keep figuring out how to make it work until it works. And it's not an option. It's like, it's not an option for this not to work. Like for me and the consulting business and the tax, like I employ so many people with the tax business. Like it has to work. These people eat off of this. And for the consulting business, it is such a huge fire for me. It's what else would I do? Like that's the thing. It's like, what else is there? It's kind of like water. Like, could I not drink water for the rest of my life? Like, that's not even possible. And when something becomes impossible for you to leave, like there is no other option, then what happens is it has to work, like at all costs. Like I'm going to put whatever I have to put into it, because I can't even fathom something else. It's like air. It's like, this is why I'm here. And so that removes a lot of the obstacles. That removes a lot of the self-sabotage out of the way, because it's like, this is like breathing. What I'm going to do, hold my breath? For how long? That doesn't even make sense. So, think about that. And when you find something that is like air to you, like water to you, and you give up any option to fail, that word that doesn't even really make sense. Like you give up any option to go back to something else. Like this is no longer an option. What happens is you have to move forward. You have to win. You have to win in whatever the it is for you, because the other thing doesn't exist anymore. Like it's gone. I set it on fire. It died. And so, think about that, because there are things across my life where there is no plan B. So if it don't work, then what? Like I don't even have another option. It's like, okay, well, I guess we work in A, and then A works. So don't just take my word for it. Try it even with something small. Like when you take every other option away, watch how big that only option grows. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Thank you so much for listening. And I will talk to you next time.